Hello everyone, we need to continue the build of our tables. Let us build the transaction table now. We might need to add more than one according to the requirements in here, and then we will scan the document again to see if we need to modify any one of the transaction tables. Now what is the idea? The idea is I will have a student who is going to enroll to a course, and the course is taught by a tutor. Right? So let us call here the design of this database trans_enroll for the students. So what I will add now, student supposed to join to course. So I need the student ID, and then I need the course ID, and finally I need tutor ID. I have all these three. And those three, as you see, all of them, they are keys, but the link which we need to use here on the relationship is going to be like a foreign key, because the student ID can be repeated. Jack, as an example, he might enroll to SQL and Linux. So in that case, number 1 is going to appear 2 times here. With the course, the same. We have course 3 Microsoft. Maybe Arnold and Nancy, both of them join to it. So by this, the number in here is going to be repeated. And the same for the tutor. The tutor who might teach SQL for Jack. Also, he's going to teach SQL for Ellen, and so on. So that's why all these three, I'll give them now this color, just to know they are not normal field, and they are also foreign key. Now, what about the assignment? Because each student, if I assume student number 1, Jack, he already enrolled now to course 1, which is SQL from this table. And the total, I will assume Mr. Smith. That's fine. What about the assignment? The assignment, we might add in here assignment 1, assignment 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we need to add the marks for it. But the course might have different number of assignment. Here it tells you, according to the definition, each course may have up to 5 assignments. So what if the course has only 3 assignments or 2 assignments? So that's why I won't be able to add to this transaction table, which I call the transaction enroll, the number of assignments, because I don't know how many assignments are in there. Each course has a different assignment. That's why it's better to design another transaction role. And in this transaction role, we can call it like this, assignment, like this. Now with this one you can do the following. You can add student ID, then you can add course ID, and then here you can add assignment ID. And you might ask, and we need also to add the tutor ID. There is no need for that. I will tell you why. And finally we need to add the mark for this ID. Now again, these main two here, they are going to be for now a foreign keys. And this assign ID, I will get it from another table. So with the normal tables, we can create assignment database. In this database, we can do the following, the assignment ID, and we can here assignment, for example, number. And the assign ID is supposed to be primary key. Well, the assignment number is just normal field. So the assignment ID number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the assignment number, you can again make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we can specify it like this. This is number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the assignment ID in this case is going to be a foreign key. And the mark is not a key, it's just a field. Now let us have an example. I have Jack. Jack, he enrolled, as we see, number 1, enrolled to course 1, which is SQL Server, and the tutor is Mr. Smith. And in SQL, I will assume we have a 3 assignment. So in that case, what I need to add to this table to find the assignment or the mark of Jack? I need to add student ID. I need to add course ID. So I can tell this assignment belongs to which course. I need to add assignment ID, so I know which assignment it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And finally the mark. So maybe Jack in this one gets 95. Then again in here we have 1, 1, 1, and he gets here 80. And finally 1, 1, 1, and with this one he gets, for example, 68. Now later when I need to build a query, with this query it is easy to find the Jack information. Why? Because if I access to this transaction assignment, from this transaction assignment, I will see the student, and I know who's the student from his number. It is Jack. The course ID he enrolled to it. And from the course ID, I know it is the SQL. And then the assignment ID. Now the assignment ID should not be 111. Why? Because he cannot get a mark for the same assignment. Here it should be 2, and here it should be, in this case, a 3. But there is a chance for this value to be repeated for a different student. Maybe for John, if John decides also to join SQL. So again, John, who's number 2, he joined course 1, and also he has 1, 2, 3 assignments with the marks. and so on. Now, what about the total ID? Total ID, I don't need to add it to this table. Why? Because from the query, I can tell who's the total ID. See, I have student ID. I have now the course ID one by one. So in this table, I have student ID, course ID. I can figure out now the total ID. And here, of course, we need to add day of enrollment to the course itself. And this is just a normal field. It is not a key at all. Now let us have another data example to make sure everything is going to be covered. For the credit for now, I'm going to set everything to 0, except for Jack, because Jack, he already enrolled now, as we see, with the transaction enrollment to course 1. And in course 1, currently, his credit is what? Is 0.5. I don't have any other data, so for all other students, everything is 0. And of course, here we're supposed to have zeros for the enrollment, except for SQL Server, the current enrollment should be 1 because Jack already enrolled to this course. And we have a quota for the number of enrollment. But how can I tell if Jack finished his course or not? Because if he has this current credit, which is half, if he joined to other courses and reached to 3, then he won't be able to join to any more courses in the future, according here to the restriction I have. In that case, in transaction enrollment itself, I can add another field. I can call it finish, and this field is supposed to be a Boolean field. So here, date of enrollment, I will assume 2019. So in finished, either I will put false or I will put true. So currently it is false, which means he doesn't finish the course yet. And that's why the current credit is still 0.5. And because of that column, which we have it here, we can also tell that the quota is being met or not yet for the course itself. Let us have another example. Let us take this time Jan. For Jan, student ID 2. Jan joined, for example, course number 3, which is Microsoft. And in that case, the total ID, I will assume it is also number 3, Mr. Roland. And then date of enrollment is in 2020. And again, finish. Here, the answer is going to be false. Now, in that case, with a Microsoft, here again, I will have now transaction assignments. For student number 2, I will assume in this course we have only 2 assignments. So 2, and the course ID is 3, and assignment number 1, assignment number 2, and the mark for student 2 in course 3 is as follows, like 75 and another 75. Also, let us fix the real number in these tables because we have yearly quota. Now, everything is 0 currently in these 2 columns. But when I will come to current enrollment for SQL, which is course 1, I already have 1 student in that course, right? And it is not done yet. The students still study. So current enrollment is 1 and total enrollment is also 1. And for the Microsoft, we have course 3 and student 2 joined to course 3. We have again 1 student in current enrollment and in total enrollment 1. Now let us take one more example. In this example, I will assume student 4, Nancy, and even before that, for Jan, who joined course 3, which is a Microsoft, the credit is 1. So here the current credit for Jan is 1. Now for Nancy, she joined also course 1, which is again the SQL, and the trainer for that one is number 1, Mr. Smith. She enrolled in 2020, and yes, or true, she done with the course. So in that case, what kind of information to be added? First, of course, in the transaction assignment, because she joined course 1, and in course 1 we know we have 3 assignments. So in that case, for student number 4, in course 1, we have 3 assignments. So we have assignment 1, 2, 3. Here we have 4, 4, the number of students, 1, 1, the number of the course, and here marks. So here maybe we have 90, 90, and another 90. The number of people who enroll to course 1, we have how many numbers? According to the number of the course, number of students. We have 2 students enroll. But with SQL, because she is done with her study, so the current enrollment, we will keep it to 1, but the total enrollment is going to be number 2. So by this now you try, we simulate the data, how it's going to be fed it into our system. And now I can access to any piece of information. If I'm telling you, give me the total number of students enrolled to a specific course, you just simply run a query on this table and you can find the total enrollment for any course. If I'm telling you, find to me average of marks, how many students get 80 in the assignment. So you can access now to the 80 and search here on this table. For any students gain 80, for any one of the assignment. And from the assign ID, course ID, student ID, you can tell what was the assignment in which course and who is the student. So as you see by an end, we have the right design for all the tables, and that's it. I don't need to add anything. I don't have any repeated data, or I have a blank fields. Everything in here is going to be supported with data, and also my queries can retrieve back any piece of information relating to the course, to the student who enrolled to how many courses, what was his marks, what is the average of the marks, and even the trainer, how many courses did he teach so far, and so on. So by this video reached an end on the module 2. We still have now some work with normalization in the next module, just for even more and more understanding for it, because this is the main key of any database design. If you understand it and practice it, then after that everything is going to run smoothly. Thanks for watching.